Hello and welcome to today's pick a card. We are going to analyze you versus your persons, their thoughts, their feelings, your energies, their energies, and potential outcome. I always say potential because we do manifest that ourselves. We have 3 piles to choose and I picked amethysts for all of them. We do have the first one. It is called Water and Salt and Truth, number 44. And this amethyst, it actually does say amethyst. My grandma just recently died in December, and this is something I got from her apartment to remember. The Light Princess, Ungrounded, number 27, with this big cluster, also from my grandma. And then Snow White Purity, number 3, with this smallest but most purple amethyst. So let's put those over there. And I would like to point out that I am available for readings, but let's start with the pile number 1, Water and Salt, Truth. And I am going to use the Crowley Tarot, or Thought Tarot, you could say. So let's see, I'm going to pull 18 cards per person. Sorry, not 18 cards per person, 18 cards in total. This is actually the deck, well, a German version of this deck with, I started learning tarot with this deck 21 years ago. Can you imagine? It's been a while. Oh wow, we've got the Star as the first card. That's an amazing beginning, and the Star is in the center. This means what is connecting you and your person's energy. Then we do have the Ace of Cups. We've got the Queen of Discs, the 3 of Wands. We've got the 5 of Pentacles, the 8 of Wands, the Princess of Swords. If you're wondering how I'm reading this, this is like the basic reading that I learned, and then I created my own. Then we got the 3 of Swords and the 7 of Wands, 2 of Wands and Art. Then we got the 6 of Swords and the Lovers. I'm going to explain everything in a bit, don't worry. The Ace of Wands and the Knight of Discs. And then for the last one, I'm going to put those aside. This is potential outcome. We got the Queen of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and the High Priestess, or just Priestess, in this deck. Okay, good. One thing I need to start with is that there may be a third-party situation. And I'm not saying this because I got all the 3s here. To me, that doesn't mean anything. But we do have another queen in this man's heart. Or I should take a step back. This is your side. If you're the side of the divine feminine, okay, if you're divine masculine, this is your side. But I'm going to say you and him, just so it won't be any confusion, okay? So if you're the divine masculine energy, doesn't mean if you're male or female, doesn't matter, because energies are not combined with like physical gender. This is the masculine, this is the feminine. And so you can switch the pronouns around. This is, the top row is more like mental thoughts, what is in each other's heads, hearts, and outside influences, or what they show to the outside, but combining them, potential outcome. Bottom of the deck, I don't always read it, but I like to read it here. It's the Sun, and we do have a lot of good stuff. So when I say third party, and you may know my readings, I don't like to get too deep into third party stuff because I know we manifest very consciously, put our focus to. And if you're focused on, oh my God, there is another person, then that's an order to the universe to keep that person there. That's why I never go really deep into that. It's just, I do have it here, so I have to say it. And why? Because the Queen of Pentacles at the men's side, this is the masculine side. I gave each of my queens, and this is my personal like 21 years experience, and every reader has of course their own technique. We developed that after a while. We're not just parrots copying others. We do have our different style, and I gave all of my queens a meaning. So if the Queen of Cups shows up and a masculine, then I know this is this woman I'm doing the reading for. If it's the Queen of Swords, then I know, okay, it might be some ex. He has the wound of being hurt by a feminine that was maybe cold or detached in some way, maybe mean. Queen of Wands can be also an ex or mother influences, because you know we do keep what we learn in childhood into relationships. But Queen of Wands could be a woman that man is still with but has to detach. The Queen of Pentacles, however, and this is kind of weird because we do have amazing cards, the Queen of Pentacles is usually the other woman that the masculine has sincere feelings for. So I do see the influence of another woman, but don't freak out, because you still can manifest it. We have the Star, hope, wish fulfillment. We have the Sun, and also here those cards tell me that you can manifest it. And also he has the Ace of Cups for you in his mind. So there are emotions for you. What I sense here is that either they were in a happy relationship and then met you, and now you're like, oh my god, what do I do now? I have feelings for two people. I'm torn, because we do have the Two of Wands. It's two energies, you know. It's to me similar to the Devil energy in this deck, just a little bit subdued. We have two energies clashing, a clash of energies. So either, you know, often in, for example, in twin flame relationships, the Divine Masculine is in a relationship, he's no longer happy. It doesn't go for all twin flames. My Divine Masculine, for example, isn't. And then they have to learn to separate. But this seems to be that either they have been in a relationship with a good person, you know, not like a karmic connection, but a connection that was good, and now you came, and this is a soul connection as well. And they're confused, like, why do I have feelings for two people at the same time? Or you have been together and there have been problems, and then they met another person they have feelings for, and now they're stuck feeling things for two women, you and another one. Feelings for you are strong because we do have the Ace of Cups, and he is not happy with the situation. Ace of Cups is the wish of a new beginning when it comes to love, and this is not towards this woman, because this is your reading. She is in his heart, yes, there is someone he has romantic feelings for as well, but then you came and they noticed, damn, I feel something for this person as well, and I am sad. Three of Swords, you know, sorrow. I don't know how to handle this situation. This is not a situation, again, where I am in a dead relationship that I haven't just managed to get out. I am in a situation where I care about this other person as well. So this really sucks. This is like, I don't know what to do. And I know I have to be brave. I need to be in this energy where I just step forward. I need to make up my mind and go after what I really want. So with the hearts, as I said, there is this other woman laying in his heart, someone who matters. And this card, it's like torn between two things, Two of Wands, Dominion. And I usually read it, as I said, similar to the ego. I have to the ego, I mean to the devil. Devil to me is the ego card. We do have a clash of egos. There's two different energies, and now what do I do? But they feel very connected with you because you have the Art card, and the Art is one of the cards that can talk about reconciliation, about feeling really drawn to someone. And we have the mixture of, you know, you're like yin yang of two different energies, fire and water. And I have to make it clear, you see this person also two-faced. I don't mean two-faced by this is a lying person who's playing. No, I don't see it like that. I see it like someone, again, who has sincere feelings, who's not a bad person, just because they don't know, like, where do I look? What do I choose? There is, maybe you and the other person are very, very different from one another. And maybe you and him are very, very different. And this is like, how do I make this work? But at the same time, it is working, because art is also the art of making something work, the art of alchemy, to alchemize something, to connect something, here fire and water, and turn it into something that is amazing. To me, this card, already said, is reconciliation, but it is also talking about combining different energies like feminine and masculine and balancing it out. I just saw 1111. So this guy is kind of conflicted, and maybe I didn't start with this card for some reason. This is also where we have the water salt, you know, salty tears. That's what it reminds me of. This is salty tears. This is being upset, and this is about finding one's truth. The intention right now for him is to get this to grow a little bit further. This card always reminds me of springtime, when flowers just start to bloom and little seedlings come out of the earth. It's a very youthful, vibrant, new energy that has potential to really, really grow. It's not a card that is talking about major progress, about I want this now, or I know what to do tomorrow and I'll come pick you up. I think sometimes you may fantasize about that with this card. It's the card about bravery, about yes, I want to go forward. But we still have this conflict here. But this card is promising some kind of growth happening between the two of you, even though it is very gentle and nurturing. So I can only urge you to really have compassion with this person. And if this is the case, what I'm describing, then of course I understand that you want this guy tomorrow, that you want them or him to choose you like tomorrow, or better, yesterday. But have compassion with him and for this other person, because that's with the Queen of Pentacles, seems to me a good person. Again, it's not the evil ex like the Queen of Swords could be sometimes, or the Queen of Wands, who is giving him a lot of like fire in a negative way. It is someone that maybe he has been with for a while. Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles can of course also talk about a while. So I can only urge you to give him the time to figure it out, but still you can hold on to hope, because we do have the stars connecting you, which means both have hope for this connection. Both hope that this is growing somewhere, and both see the other person kind of like wish fulfillment, like, yeah, you are exactly what I wanted for in my life. I see myself in you in some way. But the thing is, he doesn't have free will in your reality. You manifest everything. So you manifested this situation, which means you can unmanifest it. Usually it is an issue with self-worth, self-love, when we attract a situation where there's competition. Because if you're really standing in our self-love, we're not a vibrational match to attract some kind of competition or a third party. It's just not possible. It's always us. Which means once you change that frequency, once you step more into your power and your self-love, self-worth, and you see yourself with that person, you consciously manifest being with that person. How do you do that? Either affirmations or visualization. I like scripting as one of my favorite methods, or inner dialogue. In my other channel, Magic Soul Ascension Coaching, you find a link below. I explain different methods on how to manifest, and also in the Twin Flame 101 playlist, I do have at least one video about how to manifest getting rid of a third party, you know, about the karmic. But this is not a karmic. That's the problem here. This is not a karmic connection. This is someone who is actually a good person, and someone they would have thought themselves to grow old before you came into their life and just kind of like messed everything up. But of course, it was divinely guided. We do have the High Priestess here, and this is to me always talking about divine guidance. So yeah, I'm not surprised that we do have this water and salt, you know, like salty water is kind of like tears as well. And don't you say in English like salty is also if there's a situation that is not that easy, I'm not too sure. The thing is as well, divine timing depends on you, not him. He is your mirror. He can only come once you are ready. Okay, but let's talk about you. The Princess of Swords to me is a card that can also talk about distancing a little bit, because it's swords, it's not very emotional, and this card to me often talks about taking a step back. Of course, it can still indicate spying on the other person, like what they're doing online, wanting to know more. And then we do have this card Science, the Six of Swords. Science is a card that warns you to absolutely analyze everything. And I would urge you not to go and spy. Do your work instead. Because when you spy on what's going on with him, then you may not be in your own power. You are not doing your work, and you may get triggered. And then when you get triggered, you feel worse, of course. And then you step a bit away from hopeful energy, which means you step a little bit further away from being able to manifest your happy outcome, which you could manifest. Because these kind of connections is nothing that you can really understand with your mind. It is something you understand with your heart. So stop worrying too much. Then we have the Lovers in your head. I mean, for one thing, it means you love that person, obviously. And I hardly ever, I know many readers say, oh, the Lovers, it can be a choice between two people. I hardly ever read it like this, because you see, there is one couple that is blessed by God, and there's not a third party standing there. So it typically is not a choice between another person. So the Lovers, to me, it is a choice as well, but it's a choice for love. And a choice for love does not automatically mean I have to choose between two people, because if only one person loves you, you still have a choice in love to make. Like, do I love this person or don't I? Do I want to commit to this person or not? And so the Lovers to me is saying yes to love. However, as I said, I hardly ever get this vibe with the Lovers, but right now I do. That it's in your mind. There needs to be a choice in love. There needs to be something that needs to be chosen, that needs to be decided. So I think that you do worry about the situation a lot, and again, I would urge you not to. And please check out my other channel to learn about the coaching, like what do I need to do in order to step into the energy that can attract the other person. Because if you don't move forward in your own journey, in your own progress, the other person cannot come, because they're your mirror. Always say, if you eat unhealthy, you have acne, the mirror won't show you clear skin until you cleared your skin, right? By changing the diet, by changing your thoughts. Law of assumptions, our assumptions manifest. So that seems to be a lot in your mind. Also, the Lovers, since this is your side, and your side, I always read a lot what's going on with you energetically. To me, is of course self-love, because the other person is your mirror. They can only mirror your love and choose you when you have learned to be in self-love and you learned to treat yourself accordingly. And this card, I like it when it's in the heart space, because then I know, yes, this person is anchored in self-love. It's not there yet. I mean, it's good that it is here, but maybe it is an issue to learn a little bit more. My other channel also have guided meditations for divine feminines to step into their self-love. Let's check the heart center. I don't read the Knight of this. The Knight of this in this deck is the King of Discs, because there's Prince and Princess, Knight and Queen. So Princess would be the Page, Prince would be the Knight in the traditional tarot, and this Knight in this deck would be the traditional King. So we kind of have counterparts. So I'm reading this card double now, okay? We kind of have you sense that you are each other's match. He has that in his heart as well. So I say by double, like first I read it, this is another person, yes, and I still do, but now I'm giving it a double meaning, which means King and Queen of the same suit, you are compatible, compatibility. Even if you may be different with this card, this can indicate it. And also in the Lovers, we do have a black person and a white person, then here again white and black. And I was just wondering if we do have the same animals, but this is interesting. I never really noticed that. But here we got like a white lion, and here we got a red lion, we got a red eagle and a white eagle. So we do have some amazing yin yang stuff going on here. So even though you are different, you are still compatible when it comes to frequency and energy and spirit. So for you, I usually would not read this as another person. For some of you, it could be that you are also in another relationship with an amazing person, with a guy that is good and where you intended to stay if this person hadn't come. So of course this might be for some of you, but with the feminine, I usually read this like you see him as the Knight of, or I should say King of Pentacles, which is the person that where you want commitment. Then we have the Ace of Wands though, and you see in this deck, it's like a very fiery card. So this card can have different meanings. Like this, to me, is stress and being torn. But also a card that can talk about sexual attraction, and we have sexual attraction as well. So there may be a strong sexual attraction and chemistry between you two. However, you also see this card, it's like very, yeah, to me it's a stress and could be like anger. You see the lightning here. So if you're mad at your person for not reaching out, then again I have to remind you is that you are the one who is manifesting and your person is your reflection. So if you're holding on to any negative energy, of course they cannot come. First of all, nobody wants to go to a person where they feel negative energy coming from. We want to go to places where we feel harmony and not anger. But also, if we are in lack mentality, this is, remember, the universe gives you more of where your energy goes. The universe cannot decide, do you want something or not, or do you like something or not. The universe only reads where does your attention go to all the time, and that automatically is the order to the universe. So the longer you think third party, the longer you're manifesting third party. The longer you think, oh, they're not there, the longer you are keeping them from coming. So this card means more like calm down, get more into a relaxed energy. And also the swiftness also tells me like you want this rapid movement, but with this card, this person is moving, but slow and needs time. Okay, but who really needs time? You, because they are your mirror. Which means you don't need this time, you want it right now. But if we are in this frequency of chaotic and impatient, patience, lack mentality again cannot ever manifest something coming to us. Impatient energy is like the magnet turned around that is repelling stuff. And Five of Pentacles, worry, also means, to me it's a letting go card, but letting go does not mean giving up. I do have a video on my other channel about letting go. I think I may leave links to the videos in the description box below, or at least to the channel, I'm not sure yet. But this letting go means I don't try to control the situation anymore. I trust that it will happen. I'm not letting go of my feelings, because you can't. Many people confuse letting go with oppressing feelings, but that's oppression, not letting go. Or fighting the feelings, again, that is just a chaos energy that will create more chaos. Letting go should mean make peace with the situation it is right now, and still have love for them in their heart, in your heart, and manifest, visualize already being with them, being happy. And that is a signal to the universe that that is where you want to go. What else do we have? And that's good. We do have the Queen of Cups. And I said earlier, when the Queen of Cups shows up, it means you. Which means you are also the woman he has feelings for. And also to me, the Queen of Cups means healing. So step more into your emotional side. Out of the cerebral, trying to understand anything. Because that means disconnecting from your higher self. And this means connecting more to your energies into your higher self. Because otherwise there is more disappointment to come. The Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, means you expect him to come fast and he's just not coming fast, and that can create more chaos. Does it have to be? No, because again, you are the one who decides when the other person comes, because they are your reflection. The High Priestess tells me, again, connect to your higher self, because to me she symbolizes our higher self. When she shows up in love readings, then to me it's a symbolism of a soul connection. I cannot tell what kind of soul connection, but a soul connection, because it's two higher selves talking to one another. And if your soul wants to learn patience, of course it's telling him stay away until I've learned patience. So there is this constant communication between your souls, and I decided I want to get some of your Romance Angels cards. So does this have a chance? Absolutely. I believe it always has a chance, because we manifest as soon as we have a heart's desire. It automatically means we can have it. But also we do have the star, we have the sun. But there is some stuff that needs to be done. And for you as well, it's stop manifesting that woman being there. For you, it is important to, every time you think about that woman, put her in the past, because that's where you want her to, right? You want her to be his past, and you are his present and future. So how do we do that? There is the I remember when technique. Like, I remember when there was another woman or another person, but now they are happily separated. She is so happy because she found the love of her life, and I am with my love. Everyone is happy now. And if you repeat that often enough, sooner or later your subconscious mind will believe it, because your subconscious mind cannot differentiate between what's real or what is something that is something you visualize or affirm. Okay, let's take those two. Separation. Okay. Yeah, as I said before, for some of you, you may be you may be in separation, and then they met this person. You can still manifest it back, or there is a separation coming between those two, because again, he knows he has to make it. This guy is not happy with being with two women at the same time. Some guys are, they're playing their games. This is not. This guy or this person is stressed. They don't like what's going on. We do have the Three of Swords as well. They want harmony. This card is harmony. So sooner or later there will be a separation, and you manifest according to law of assumption, your assumptions, if it's going to be this person or you. But your guy is going to make a decision. Okay? And could it be you? Absolutely. Sun, do not give up. And right beneath the sun we have fortune. So there is this chance. And then we do have chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction here. I was talking about that with the Ace and Two of Wands, that there is a strong chemistry. And chemistry, to me, attraction also means not just physical attraction, like we are, we want to feel each other's bodies, but attraction to me also means manifesting the other person into your life. If you need help with that, I am a law of attraction coach and I specialized in manifesting twin flames and soul connections. So you can reach out for your personal coaching, for your own reading, if you would rather want a reading. Or of course you can reach out for coaching, for a reading. I think I just said it. And I'm pretty sure I can help you, and then we can see and give you your custom-made way to visualize or to affirm or manifest your happy end with your person. Because it's absolutely possible, but right now it's like it can go either way. We had this future is never set in stone anyway, because everything already is finished, but the universe created so many multiple timelines that we get to choose, and we don't choose consciously necessarily. Our subconscious mind, our assumptions is what create our reality. So you can create the reality you want, and I would love to help you with that. So again, now there is a special offer. So you can reach out in February, and I do wish you all the best. Okay, hello number 2, this big cluster and the Light Princess Ungrounded. So let's see what this is going to mean. I'm going to get 18 cards, and we have your side, their side, and I'm going to explain it to you when I'm done. But let's get your cards first. Okay, bottom of the deck energy is Princess of Swords, which would be the Page of Swords. Okay, and we have the Knight of Swords, which would be, in this deck, it is not the Knight, because in this deck, the Knight is the Prince. So this is the King of Swords in this deck, Crowley Tarot or Thought Tarot. So let's see, do we have all of the cards showing? Yes. Okay, okay. Okay, so this is like my own creation. I guess all readers, I mean, I've been reading cards like for 21 years. We do have our own way of reading cards. That is mine. So if you book a reading, like a love reading, this is most likely what you would get from me, unless you would like book a channeled message. And by the way, now it is the Valentine's month, February, and prices are, yeah, there's a discount. You can book a reading like this for approximately 15 minutes, and it is now 20 euros or dollars in February. It's a special price. Okay, wow, lots of major arcana cards. We got those 3, and then, okay. So let's start. We do have the King of Swords. Okay, the King of Swords to me is often talking about there's like a distance between of two of you. It could be like physical distance, like you don't talk much right now, or it could be more like an emotional distance, even though I don't think that is the case too much, because I do see sincere emotions on both sides. So we do have a strong connection here. I can say that much. It is a very strong connection. I'm going to explain more. I'm going to elaborate. But strong connections often come with some things that need to be healed, because they are our mirrors and they show us what we have not really overcome yet. And I forgot to do this card, the Light Princess. Well, I like that it's saying Light Princess, because I think there is sometimes pretty much light-hearted energy. Sometimes it is a little bit more heavier, and that is ungrounded. And ungrounded makes sense because we do have the Moon card here. A sense that there is sincere feelings between the two of you, but so far maybe you have had some problems to actually ground this connection and to be together. Or if you are together right now, it seems to be like an on-off situation for some. For many, I think it's just like feelings that have not been expressed so far, or maybe have been expressed, but then there has been this withdrawing, and that withdrawing is actually quite important for this connection, even though it doesn't feel too good. But it gives us the ability to really learn about what is coming up. For example, if we have fears of loss and abandonment in our frequency because we have not healed that, we cannot possibly attract commitment. The other person will have to withdraw to trigger that fear within us until we have learned to overcome it. Only then they can come back. The same as with self-love. If we are not in self-love, the other person cannot mirror love to us. They have to show us, look, you feel you're not worthy of being loved because you don't treat yourself well. You always put your own needs last and everybody else's needs first. And by that you show the universe, I don't deserve to be a priority because I don't ever put myself a priority and my own needs. Then of course this person cannot show you that you a priority because they will mirror to you that you're not. Even though this person has high regards for you. I do something that I don't always do. Sometimes I do, often I do not, but I want to start with the potential outcome here because there is some issues that can be resolved. And I always see potential outcome. I always see the future like train tracks, and there's switches, and you can always switch onto another track. Future is not set in stone, but I do see those 3 major arcana cards, which tells me important connection. Okay, this connection is not going anywhere anytime soon, but we do have the moon here, and the moon is talking about our hidden fears. And I was earlier talking about fears of loss, fear, neglect, abandonment. And the thing is, we are getting programmed in the first 7 years of our lives, because then our brain waves are in theta state, and this is basically where we learn everything we need to know. But if in those first 7 years we have experienced loss, and it doesn't have to mean anything tragic like mom died, it could be mom had to work a lot and was not there, or siblings needed a lot of attention, or mom was there but she was not there emotionally because she was not very nice or kind or nurturing, and that installed this fear of my needs are not being met. And then when we grow up, what happens is that either that often is the divine, or I should say distorted masculine energy, the anxious or the avoidant attachment style would be like, oh my god, I don't know how to handle any closeness because I've never experienced it, so this is overburdening me, I have to distance myself. Or more the distorted feminine energy would be like looking for what was never there in childhood, like I finally want to have somebody who nurtures me, who fills that void within me. That would be the the chaser, the distorted feminine, the anxious attachment style. So we do have our subconscious fears, and the moon can actually represent mother in our childhood, and also a distorted, I don't know if distorted is the right word, but root chakra. We are not in our faith, in our trusting in the divine, trusting in connection. So we do have fears of loss and abandonment and neglect because we already have experienced that. But the problem is, as long as we are carrying this in our vibration, we cannot attract the stability we want that much. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It will show up again and again, often like a red thread into our life until we break that karmic cycle. And it's our own cycle to break, nobody else's. And my other channel, Magic Soul Ascension Coaching, and again the link is in the description box below, I teach techniques on how to overcome. I do have a video on my other channel, it's called Revision Technique. You can look for that. I would urge you to do that because that is an amazing technique to overcome those wounds. And I also have a guided meditation on my other channel about recreating your childhood and giving yourself happy memories in order to delete that program within you, so it doesn't have to manifest on autopilot in your person withdrawing. Because again, if they came into your life to mirror that back to you, it's not their fault. They are unable to give you but you don't give yourself. Okay, it's how these connections work. Nobody comes into your life to fill a void. They don't come to save you. You do that, and once you are in your power, they come to enhance your life. Okay, so fears is an issue that need to be addressed. It is a divine connection. I mean, we do have the Hierophant here, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So with this future outcome right now, and then we got the Hanged Man as well, I do see pause, I do see separation. How long? I cannot tell you. Does it have to come? No, it does not have to come. Because again, the other person is your mirror, which means once you are in your self-love and you have dealt with those fears, they have to mirror that back to you. And then they have to give you commitment. The universe cannot mirror anything to you that's not in your frequency. It is not possible. So once you learned to overcome the old shadows, doing the shadow work, doing the revision technique, doing the Ho'oponopono, there is technique to overcome that stuff, but it needs to be done, and it is cleared out of your energy field. Then you can have this new beginning, like the Empress. The Hanged Man, you see, he's hanging upside down, which means it is all about taking a new perspective, about rethinking, about changing your thoughts. We cannot, as I said, think in lack mentality and expect to manifest happy outcome. It's not possible. So there is this reprogramming that must happen. And again, on my other channel, I do have videos to explain that to you. But once you've done that, also I forgot to say, you see that he has got like this little halo here, like the shining bright light around his head. It's also talking about awakening and epiphany. And we do see the snake down here. Snake is also a symbol of healing. So healing must happen, because like this, the connection cannot go forward because he is hanged there. He cannot walk. He is just waiting to be released, you could say. But nobody else releases him. It is his own inner journey, overcoming those fears, changing old patterns. And then we do have the Empress here, which is a card that is talking about new beginning, prosperity, birth. I always call it the pregnancy card. It's like a new beginning is growing, and it will come to this life, come to earth once it is ready. And readiness, divine timing, has nothing at all to do with a date setting stone. It is our own frequency. And if we need 20 years in order to finally roll up our sleeves to do the work, it will take 10 to 20 years. If you say, no, I'm doing it now and I'm taking this serious, then you can have your happy end within weeks or months. It's absolutely possible. So this is promise of new beginning. And again, promise only if you do the work. If you stay in the old energy, I promise you it won't happen. I don't want to be harsh, but I want to explain to you that you are the one with the power, because the universe never decides for you. The universe doesn't gamble. The universe doesn't decide, oh, you get this or you don't get this. The universe always reads your frequency, your assumptions, again, law of attraction, law of assumption, and gives you what matches your frequency. Let's talk about, let's start with you. I see a lot of good stuff here. I do see a lot of good stuff, I have to say that. But those old patterns, again, they are still there. And that is why there is still this distance. On your side, we do have the Queen of Cups, which means it's in your thought area. This is your side, their side, thoughts, feelings, outside influences, or how do we portray each other's on the outside, ourselves on the outside, With the Queen of Cups, to me, you may know that you are this person's dream woman. You may also know that you require a little bit more healing, because that's what the Queen of Cups to me also represents, to getting in touch with our emotions. It's the healed woman, the healing woman, also the healer. So there is something that needs to be done here, because this card is not in your heart center. But you know that you're special to this person. You know that you're a good person. However, you worry too much. The Five of Swords, the feet, doesn't mean that this doesn't have a chance, because it's a Swords card. Swords is our mind. So this is lack mentality, it's negative thinking. But as I said, lack mentality cannot manifest commitment. So learn to better watch your thoughts, stay on a mental diet, which means to remind yourself that when you think negatively, the universe gives you whatever you think about constantly. Not every tiny thought, but where your energy goes to all the time. That is automatically an order to the universe that you want that. Doesn't matter if you really want it or not. Universe cannot decide or differentiate. Universe thinks, why would you go to this earth and waste your time thinking about stuff you don't like? It doesn't make any sense to the universe. That is, whatever you think about is automatically a manifestation. So if you think of them as absent, as not ready, that is what you get. So you have to learn to see them That is what manifesting is. We create the image of what we want. An image doesn't have to be an image, like a visual thing. An image, by that I could also mean like inner dialogue, which means you hear your person in your mind telling you how amazing you are, or you use affirmations. Image is not visual, so if you can't visualize, don't worry, there's other techniques, okay? But we have to create the image in whatever form within ourselves of already having that. And you may say, wait, I'm already doing that, I'm already daydreaming of being with my person. Yes, but you're most likely then stepping out of it and worry again, which means you have placed an order and then you canceled it. And you can do that for years. Order, cancel, you know, not going to come when you cancel all the time. So the key is to do your daydreaming, your visualization, whatever your technique is, and try not to cancel by stepping into doubts. Meditate more, connect to your own inner self. And if you use your techniques to connect with your person within yourself, and you've done that enough, and you cleared out the doubts, then it will become your dominant energy, and then it can manifest. So be brave, fight for this connection. You can fight, but not by fighting, not by going to them. So if you're thinking about, oh, they're withdrawing now, I should be brave and call them. No, please don't. Because this person needs a break right now, okay? They need to, this card is about healing, resting, meditation. And if you're coming now out of this negative thought energy, it's not going to end well. So if you're thinking about, oh, I want to make a move, please don't. The move you should really make is get out of negative energy, get out of like mentality, heal those wounds, and visualize already being happy with your person. That's the move to make. Nothing on the outside. It's all inside energy. However, I am very happy with your hearts cards. Amazing cards. We have two major arcana cards. We got the Hierophant. The Hierophant, doesn't matter where he shows up, tells me, yes, this is like a guided connection. You didn't mean by chance. This card to me also means that Spirit oversees this connection, and they will separate you when it's the wrong time to connect. So if you, out of your ego, like your monkey mind, like, oh, I need to contact them, and it's not the right time, it's not going to end well, because this card tells us that, yeah, you're going to be separated when it's not the right time. By time, I mean, of course, energy, negative assumptions, and you will reconnect when it is the right time. And in the meantime, the Hierophant Spirit will lead you through your progress. I'm absolutely happy to see this card, Two of Cups, love in your heart. Your side, I often read, of course you have love for this person, you already know that. So I often read it like, where are you standing energetically? And this tells me self-love is growing and amazing, good job. So you have worked on this. So self-love doesn't seem to match the issue here. It is more the fear of loss, neglect, abandonment, and negative thinking what the issue is. And then arts, amazing card, one of my favorite. It is called, talking about reconciliation, but also about inner harmony, about balancing the own inner divine feminine and masculine within us, that then it can be projected on the outside through the other person. So amazing card, because once we have the energy, the balance within, it has to come without, but it has to be within first. The other person never comes so that we can finally feel safe. Oh no, I now know that they are committed to me. No, we have to feel secure first before they can give us security. Yeah, let's talk about this person. Oh, this is also, this card can mean, because this is outside influences, if you do have another person, if you are still in a relationship with somebody else, it is time to cut the ties here and separate. If you want this person, okay, because if this spot is already occupied, then, yeah, because self-love means also, remember, your person is mirroring your self-love. If you know you are in a relationship that no longer suits you, staying there is not an act of self-love. So how is that person supposed to mirror love to you? But it also could mean that you are representing yourself as somebody who is stable and firm. So this is a good thing. Let's talk about your person. They do have feelings. Maybe they have problems really telling them. It's the Princess of Cups. It's emotions, but maybe I'm not too good at really showing them yet because I may not be too experienced when it comes to that, or this is just like a connection I don't really know how to tell you. We have Death. Oh, I love Death. You see, like his legs are like forming a gate, so there is an end, and then there's light in the back. There is an ending to bring us to a new phase. Cutting ties, you can also see that, like, you know, he has this, I don't know what's called, a psych, I don't know, and he's got the ties here. Cutting old ties, cutting old karma. Death is talking about healing, about changing things, about inner changes, about, yeah, it's also awakening. I love this card, to be honest. So this person does seem to heal some old stuff, and this card also suggests that. Then we've got the amazing Four of Wands. I mean, completion, you know, completing a cycle. And we all know the Four of Wands is, I mean, it's a Venus card. You can see it right here. It's a card that talks about ending cycles, and it is, to me, a card of coming home. So when they think about you, they think about you as somebody who brought changes into their life, the Death card, and also somebody who is, yeah, feels like home, could be end goal, you know, so high regards. Then we got the Four of Swords, truth in this deck, but it's Four of Swords also talks about healing and taking a break, so they need this. That's why I said don't make a move right now, give them that time, because if you make a move before they're ready, it's not going to end well. However, we got the Two of Swords, and in this card it's called peace, so it's nothing to do with indecision like in other cards. That to me would be more the Two of Wands in this deck, but it is inner peace, and it reminds me a lot of this card. So you do have very much mirroring energy when it comes to that, to your heart, and I just love it. So they have peace in the heart for you. They also see you as somebody who is very peaceful, who can give them some kind of stability and harmonious. They see this as something that could be very harmonious. And then we got the Nine of Cups, happiness. You know, the Nine of Cups also can talk about wish fulfillments. So they see you as somebody who's very, very special. Prince of Swords to me, again, is a card that can talk about being distant a little bit. Maybe there is some spying going on. I know sword cards often talk about communication, yeah, but to me, this often means more like I am withdrawing a little bit. I'm keeping my distance right now because of this healing process, not because there's no feelings, because there is a lot of feelings going on, and there is a strong connection. I mean, 3 major arcana cards here, the Hierophant. So give them that time, because there is something beautiful going on, and you can have that new beginning. Do your work, and please also see them in their highest regards. So if you want your own reading like this, as I said, it is a special offer right now in February for 20 euros or dollars. So let's finish this up with the Romance Angels. Okay. Oh, this came out in the last pile. Chemistry. There is strong magnetic attraction here. I don't always see attraction as sexual attraction. Also, like we attract something, we manifest something. Playfulness. Yeah, there's a lot of light-hearted energy. I got it with this card here as well. You know, this light-hearted energy, harmonious. You make them happy. Absolutely. So, yeah, past life relationship, bottom of the deck. I'm not surprised with the Hierophant. So if this resonated, please like, subscribe, share with others. And again, check out my other channel with Twin Flame and Soulmate Astrology if you're interested in that. Manifesting videos, guided meditations, and of course coaching, a lot of coaching. Okay, I'll see you there, and I wish you all the best. Bye-bye. Pile number 3, the Snow White Purity and this Amethyst Purity. Let's see what we get here before we do the other cards. Look, there's like a little skull in here. I mean, it's a poisoned apple. But she looks like, nope, I'm not going to eat that. I know it's bad for me. Wolves can talk about protection. I know I'm protected. I am pure. So there is purity. I mean, it's also number 1. I do sense some new beginning. And if there was something poisonous in the past or toxic, you could say, it is about overcoming that. And one thing is very important to me, and I'm going to talk about that before I'm going to draw your cards. There is many distorted feminines that point their finger at the other person, their masculine, calling them toxic. But we need to always realize we are manifesting everything. So if the other person is our mirror, does not mean that we are toxic as well. Even though calling the other person toxic and blaming them and being in victim mentality, you could call it toxicity. In my book it is, if you want to go there. But pointing the finger at the other person is not going to bring you anywhere, because you manifested them. And that maybe not because you are toxic, but maybe because you have the belief that other people are toxic, because you manifest everything with the law of assumption, and the other person mirrors your own self-concept. How do you treat yourself? Do you make yourself priority? We're not talking about egoism, we're talking about healthy self-love, self-respect, knowing when to set boundaries. Also against family members or friends or ourselves. If our body says I need a break, do we give it a break? All of that is self-love. And the other person can only mirror love to you if you learn to treat yourself well. If you put your own needs last, you're showing the universe, look universe, I don't deserve to be treated well, I don't even do it myself. How do you think you can manifest someone who treats you well? And it's often those people who think, yeah, I'm helping everybody else, neglecting their own boundaries. And it's, of course, you want to help others. If it's an emergency, or if you are in your power, if you're having enough energy, of course, help others. But if you want to say no and you help anyway, that is not self-love. If you, from your heart, you say yes because you want to do it, awesome. Or if it's an emergency, awesome. But if you're saying yes because you're scared to be neglected by others, if you say no, then that is something that is not healed within yourself. And then, of course, the universe cannot send you a person that treats you well, because you tell the universe, I don't deserve to be treated well, I don't do it myself. And then you manifested somebody not treating you well, but then pointing a finger at the other person, oh, they're evil, they're toxic because they're not treating me well. Well, mirroring does not mean I treat everybody well, so they need to treat me well. Mirroring also means, how do I treat myself? And if you see the other person toxic, you also need to remember the universe thinks you want to experience wherever you put your focus on. So the more you scream the other person is toxic, you tell the universe, please, more toxicity, please let them be toxic, because that's what you order, toxic, toxic, toxic. If you want to manifest a healthy relationship, that's where we need to put our focus. Healthy. I'm so glad that I only attract people who mean well with me. I'm so happy that all of my relationships are healthy. I'm so happy that my person shows me how much they adore me every day. I'm so grateful that my person is always there for me. If that is something you, with repetition, put into your subconscious mind, and it becomes a new assumption, then, and only then, you can manifest that. So again, it's not the other person's fault to mirror you, because it's your old program. So with purity, it may mean that these kind of thoughts need to be purified in order to purify this connection. Okay, 5, I need 18. I'm not surprised that this card showed up. Okay, bottom of the deck. Oh, this is good. This is a good one. We got the 8 of Pentacles. You see, there's a tree, and this means it has potential to slowly grow, because a tree has roots, and roots mean it can turn into a long-lasting relationship, but a tree doesn't grow overnight, so it may take some time. However, divine timing is not set in stone. It's not a specific date. It is our own development. As soon as you change your diet and your acne clears, the mirror will show that to you, right? It's not, oh, the mirror is going to show you that 5 years later. The moment we make progress, that is what we get mirrored back. Oh wow, I do see some amazing stuff though. Okay, So it's not all that bad. So for those of you who clicked off, I'm sorry. Those of you who stayed tuned, congratulations, because I already saw some amazing stuff. We do have the Two of Cups in their mind about you. You know, it's a love card. So love is there. Then we got the Ten of Cups in their heart. So love is there. Then we got the Nine of Cups, happiness. So love is there. Then your side, we got the Knight of Cups, which is in the King. We got Fortune. We got Arts. Then we've got the Ten of Swords and Six of Wands. We've got the Princess of Swords and the Knight of the Four Pentacles. Then we got adjustments, work, yeah, it takes work, and the Knight of Swords. If you're worrying like how do I place that, I've been reading tarot for 21 years and that is just my system. Then we got the Two of Pentacles and the Princess of Cups, and Death and the Prince of Cups. There's a lot of good stuff here, obviously. Okay, so don't worry about it. However, there is some things that need to be purified, because we got this card here, Dominion, and this to me represents basically a clash of egos. You see the two wands and the fire. So there could be like tensions between the two of you, some kind of a fight or stress. For some of you, when there is nothing like this going on, it of course can also talk about sexual tension and chemistry, because it can be, I mean, it's Mars, it's a Mars card, and we got Aries, so it can talk about some kind of impatience, stress, not being completely balanced right now, but also passion. I want to start with these cards like I did with the last pile, because adjustments, to me, I always call it the karma clearing card. And karma to me has nothing to do with the other person. It is something that is not balanced within ourselves and gets mirrored back to us, as I said earlier, right? So this card means there is some issues. You know, I do have amazing cards here on your side, so I don't think that there's too much negative stuff that is getting mirrored back to you right now. As I said earlier, I mean, we do have our assumptions, yes, self-love and fears. I don't see those right now. I think you have been doing good work healing that. I don't think you're done yet, because we do have the Death card that is talking about healing, and the Change card. So to me it looks like it is work in progress, but pretty much advanced. So congratulations on that. Pretty much advanced. However, there is something that needs to be cleared. The thing is, you manifest everything, as I said earlier. Everything that you experience is your own manifestation. And if, for example, there would be like a third party, I don't necessarily see third party. If, then it's, don't worry, it's good news coming. The only thing I do see is the Ten of Swords, and I do have another deck in my mind, and I'm trying to find it. I do have it right here, the Ten of Swords in this card. Ten of Swords, we all know, is some kind of ending that comes, right? And in this deck that I've got right here, we do see two paths, and one leads into the fire. This to me always represents the old path, like I'm not getting happy here. And then there's a new path leading to the moon. And this card to me always symbolizes I need to leave something behind. And if it's a third party, then it's good for you, because this person realizes they need to leave the third party behind. If it's not the third party, like a person, and I got it here. As I said earlier, in the back we do see this unhappy ending here, right? I mean, two people basically killing one another. But we do see the old path, fire, and the brighter path, right? So this to me symbolizes if I go on right now, I'm going to get burned, or I choose another path. But this is the unknown. It's the moon. You see the moon here, and I don't know exactly what to do or how to do it, but I know I need to do something. I need to end something. And so if there is a third party, again, they know they have to end that, because that is not going, and that's not leading anywhere. If the third party is something else, like, I don't know, long distance or negative thinking, there is something they know that they have to change. And that could be what this karmic thing between the two of you is, this last lesson. But I would advise you to learn more about the law of assumption. You can check out my other channel, Masrique Soul Ascension Coaching. Link is in the description box below, because my other channel is not just about twin flame and soulmate astrology and guided meditations. It is also a lot about how to manifest, and also about twin flame coaching. Because the issue seems to be that your perception maybe of them not being ready, or them not taking the chance, or them being too slow. However, if you have this perception, that is what is going to manifest. If you see them, because we have the, I know it says Knight of Swords, but again in this deck it's the, look, the Prince. The Prince in the other deck would be the Knight, and the Knight in this deck is the King, because this deck has no king. It has a queen, but not a king. So the King of Swords can be like more absent. So if you see a person is absent, Prince of Swords could also kind of like suggest that the person is not really there. There could be like physical distance, because maybe they live somewhere else, or there has been like a distance, like you're not talking too much right now, and this is what's creating this impatient on chaos. So this might be like the last assumption for you to overcome, because as I said earlier, the longer you see this person as absent, that is what you attract, because they are not just manifesting or showing you your self-concept, but they're also mirroring your concept about love, man, relationship in general, and about them. But the thing is, your subconscious mind cannot differentiate between what's real and what's not. So if you visualize them being there, or you're doing the inner dialogue, or the affirmation, or the visualization, for your subconscious mind in that moment is real, and we want to reprogram you from they're not there and I'm waiting for them and they're not ready. And of course they're ready. I'm talking, he's with me all the time. I'm talking to him all the time. And once that became the dominant program in your subconscious mind, then it can get pushed out, and that person can finally come. So with the work card, yeah, that's basically what needs to be worked on. Working means to develop, to grow more, to put effort in, but work to me also implies to get the benefits afterwards, to get paid afterwards, the reward. So you don't do this for nothing, it's not in vain, but it is important to do the work. I think that's like the last biggest issue. Yeah, I think the biggest issue is like with the purity card, like how you see them, or you maybe perceive somebody else as toxic. Maybe if this card means they have to leave another person behind, and maybe you see the other person as toxic, but if you put energy in the other person, oh, they're still with somebody else, of course you are manifesting that person to stay. But let's talk about your cards more, because you have some really amazing cards. As I said earlier, we do have in his mind the love card. So this person knows that they love you, and it's reciprocated love. Feelings are real. They know, they are aware. They also know, as I said earlier, they need to leave something behind, whatever it is. If it's another person, maybe for some of them it's long distance, and they need to leave behind their home country or their hometown in order to move, or maybe it is some unhealthy habits. It could be anything. But they are aware that they need to make some choices. And then this is also amazing, victory card, 6 of Wands. They think that you can make it work. Even if there is some beef in between you right now, they think that you can make it work. Let's talk about your mind. You know that something needs to change, okay? And this change can be the change of perception, can be a change of old patterns. And I just have to think about, I think Albert Einstein said it would be really crazy to think that something changes if we constantly do the same thing, or something like that. That was paraphrased. So in order to manifest a different outcome, something needs to be different first. And with the yin yang symbols here, it's also about balancing each other, balancing your own energy. That might be the thing that needs to change, your thought patterns or something like that. With the Princess of Cups, maybe you are also a little bit shy when it comes to showing your emotions. Maybe you have not expressed them either, or you are shy to cannot really open up. And yes, you can. And then art. I love this card. I think it came out in all 3 piles today. Wow. The art card symbolizes finding inner peace and inner harmony. And as I said, with this card here, with the yin yang, balancing different energies within you, because you see it's alchemizing. We put fire and water together and it works, even though it's completely different. Not energies, but yes, energies as well. Elements, that's what I was looking for. It's like yin yang, feminine, masculine, and that is balanced within one person. Because, newsflash, your other person is the 3D reflection of your own inner divine feminine or masculine. You know, they are nothing else. They're just a reflection of energies that are within yourself. So once you balance them, your person will have to mirror that. Then I do see death. I love death. Death means leaving something behind. It is transformation, it is healing. So you are in this phase of healing and transformation. I love that this card is laying in your heart area, which means that this transformation is going deep. And we do have this karma card. I think you are pretty far along in your journey. You're doing well. Now don't give up. It's not completely done, because we do have change still here. We do have death still here. And we do have these cards that suggest that there needs to be a little bit more effort. With the Prince of Cups, if you're wanting to reach out, I would suggest to question your motive. Why do you want to reach out? Is it your higher self telling you, oh, it feels good right now, even if nothing comes back, I just feel like I have to, I'm in light-hearted energy, no bad blood at all? Or do you think, oh, there is some bad blood and I need to clear something? Then I would advise not to, unless you think that you have to apologize. Prince of Cups can be an apology. Then yes, of course you can, but don't try to make anything happen on the outside. Change comes on the inside, and then it's getting mirrored back on the outside. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, which can also talk about clearing karmas, clearing karmic cycles. So take your time to really go through that process, to really give yourselves that time to clear that. Otherwise, your person will have to mirror everything that is not balanced within you. So take your time to really balance everything, so that they can show you or mirror back to you the most amazing things. But then again, does this person have love for you? Yeah, we got the 10 freaking cups in his heart for you. This is emotional fulfillment. This is happy end. This person sees their happy end with you. You are in their heart. And the 4 of Pentacles, I like it in this deck. You see like a castle from above, and everything in these walls is secure. We see the elements here, so everything is balanced, everything is secure. And this card to me indicates I want to have security, I want to give security, I want to experience this long-lasting happy relationship with you. And then with the Prince of Swords, it's another card that to me is talking about, yeah, maybe there's some spying going on, there may be some distance still going on in order to figure everything out. I just picked up my deck, and one card just stayed there, and it is calling in your soulmate. So it wanted to show up. And I was talking earlier about how we manifest. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help you bring you together. So change won't come by trying to push it on the outside. It comes by on the inside. I always say we are the magnets, and once we are in our power, we just attract the other person. And if they have fears, don't worry about that, because when you're in your power, then your magnetism is stronger than their fears, and you just have to, they just come. They have to come. But if you are in fears and doubts, then your magnet is not strong enough to, call them in. So do your manifestation work. And again, my other channel is all about that. Oh, this one. Okay, don't worry about it. Because we do have calling in. All I'm seeing, it's not unrequited love. We got the freaking Two of Cups. What I'm seeing, the attraction, there's not enough attraction, law of attraction. By attraction, I don't mean physical attraction. It's just the energy is not there yet. There's not enough momentum yet in order to attract it. Because maybe you haven't done this yet, or you may have done your technique, whatever it is, but then you stepped out and you worried again. So you ordered and then cancelled and ordered and cancelled. So this is the only thing it means from me, because again, it's not unrequited love. 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, don't worry about that. It is just right now you need to do more law of attraction, law of assumption. You need to do your work more, because we got work here, in order to draw them in. So to me, this also only means it's not ready yet. The cake is in the oven, but it's not done yet. Don't pull it out. It needs a little bit more baking. If you need help with that to speed up that process, you can, of course, reach out for personal coaching. I would love to help you. I am a coach. And of course, if you want to book your reading and take advantage of the special price in February, the $20 US dollars or euros, then contact me. My contact information is below, and it will be an approximately 15-minute recorded video for that price. Please like and subscribe. Leave your comments. Did you like this reading? Claim this. I mean, it was a good message. I know I was a bit harsh with this card in the beginning. Because again, with the Karma card, yeah, there is something toxic that needs to be overcome. But you have, I think you had the most pretty cards of all piles, to be honest. Pile number 1 wasn't bad either. But anyway, check out my other pick a cards. I do have plenty on different topics. You will find them, of course, in my channel. I see you in another reading, in a personal reading or in a coaching, and in my other channel. Till then, I wish you all the best now. Bye bye.